Welcome to round 3 of the Ultimate Mobile Racing League. It's the Malaysian Grand Prix. That's a track that I've been excited for ever since this league exists. And now we're finally here. I am not alone this weekend as well. But it's not Pollock here. It is Eloksian, my fellow call colleague from Discord, but not a commentator up to this point. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How are you doing,
yeah,
man?
I'm just here for the banter, I guess.
Absolutely.
Just here for the banter, just ready to bring some legendary moments into this. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're quite a legend on the server, even though you haven't made it to UMRL, racing in OMRL, I think, quite a lot in the
Indeed,
past. And
I have.
how was your weekend in the leagues this weekend?
I'm so goated. I haven't practiced at all, but still beat the entire UMRL grid to literally take pole position.
And the race?
That was we're not supposed to swear.
Anyway, I have a beep sound here. Let's watch the timetable. We see incredible scenes. We see Piggy on provisional pole position. The man that's won the championship over a year ago now and had terrible qualifying performances pretty much ever since the second half of last season, sees himself with a 28.88, improving his time even further, a 10th ahead of Crossnet. The 28 times are incredible around this track. That's something I can say.
We know Piggy as a historical figure in this league, literally being a veteran, so to say. The Season 2 UMRL World Champion, and I think he then took a break just to return back in Season 6, and now he's pretty much as good as ever, as good as he was in his prime.
And now it's even a front row lockout for MP Motorsport. Paradrive, of course, is challenged. Laguna and Krustin for the wins in the first 2 races this season. And he's back at it on the front row together with his teammate there. 28.93 for the Slovenian driver. Unbelievable scenes here. In the Toaster 6...
having issues.
You mean lag issues?
No, he's just having issues in general, just messing up and having to reverse.
Oh damn. Yeah, the pit wall is a very dangerous one around here. It's kind of like the Jerez circuit that we've been racing on in Season 4. Yeah, difficult, especially in the final laps.
We've had a lot of moments in Jerez with a pit wall, and we're definitely going to have some here in Malaysia.
We're going to have to wait and see where is Crust in it. Paradrive has already crossed the line. Crust is tied with Pero for second place, but Paradrive set that time first, I believe. We got Justin in 4th place, and it doesn't look like there's anything changing. But we are going to have one more lap around here as they swing it through the flat-out S's from turns 8 all the way to the incredibly difficult turn 12.
Very flat. And it looks like a piggy pole.
That's unbelievable.
Incredible.
Piggy pole, piggy pole. Oh,
Crusty.
28.
Crusty in the last moment.
28.83 was enough.
28.83. That was insane.
Piggy will still get his best shot at a podium in nearly a year. Paradrive is also right up there, so MP Motorsport might work together. Etruria are also waiting right behind them, Sigmund and Justin, and then Laguna only in 6th place. The 2-time world champion also right in the pack, as is Senna in P7 for S25M. Seguin in the 2nd, Williams in 8th place, Tyne, who's going to start in P9 for one time, with Ludwig in 10th in the 2nd Ivanova GP. Guillermo and Matt outside the top 10 for Hurricane Racing Team. Then it's Smooth starting in 13th ahead of Strudel, who steps up to UMRL after being very active in the Advanced Mobile Racing League, racing every single round to finish in P12 last season. Currently, he is in 17th in the championship, not taking a point, but he is 1 position ahead of Eloksian. Francesco starts in 15th for APA, then Pigeon, who continues his career now for one-time Toaster down in 17th place, and Alessandro, aka Frankie, in P18. The best overtaking spots are going to be the twisty turn 1 and turn 4 after the back straight, and turn 13, the final hairpin. But I think those who can just keep it on track are going to be the ones who excel and the ones who make the correct calls in these tricky conditions that are anticipated.
Okay.
It's a 50% chance of rain, absolutely torrential scenes a la 2012 around here. The 5 lights are on and we are underway for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Krustenet is on pole? No. Wait. Yes, he is. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
My start and you just
Bro, I got confused because of Para and Sigma.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, guys. This is gonna go into the recording. Yeah, thank God it was before turn 1. My God. It's a 50% chance of rain at Malaysia. It's like 2012, and we have a wet track right at the start, but sunny weather coming out. Which tires are they picking? Krusnet on the inters, Piggy on the soft tires. We go towards turn 1. Paradrive is on the outside. Laguno gets caught up. He only started in P6 anyway. Piggy wide immediately in turn 2. Cannot keep it on track, and it's only one MP Motorsport left at the front. A Paradrive again. Justin storms around the outside of him, and Piggy retires for the second time in his career. Unbelievable.
So close to pole, and he's out in the first 2 corners. That's incredible.
Justin is chasing Krusnes on the end of lap 1. Paradrive and Senna now racing each other. The S25M returning to its original colors. Laguna not losing too many positions off the start. Then Seguin has dropped 2 places after qualifying in P7. Then Matt is up into P6. What a nice start from him, and Ludwig then in P7. As we have to look towards the front again, Justin sending it in on the inside of that incredibly difficult corner, turns 11 and 12 that is, and into the final hairpin we go for the slick tires, with Matt and Ludwig staying out and taking the lead of the race now. Unbelievable scenes right in the first 2 laps already.
Incredible. As we know, Matt is infamous for not having any wins in any series, in any MRL series anyway, so it would be incredible to see him finally managing to get success within his league. Of course, one of the OGs here.
I mean, we did see him in the very first season,
and
where
Krusnet had made a big mistake at the last corner, and he's definitely dropped some positions. Got Senna now in P2, followed up by Paradrive and Laguno side by side with them into the S's, and Justin is a bit laggy.
Oh, yeah, Matt has bailed out of his strategy. Ludwig is still leading alone, 3 seconds ahead. Senna tries to defend from Pero. Both of them go wide in the last corner as Laguno tries to go around the outside and now get the inside in turn 2. Oh, a bit of an internet issue for
wide. As Pero now went a bit wide in the last corner and now has to settle for P4 for now. But Laguno doesn't seem safe from anyone.
No,
as they now go into the infamous hairpin. Paradrive down the inside of Senna. Mostly clean move. And we might expect some rain again.
And Ludwig is still continuing out front. What does this mean for the Ivanova GP driver? Making his second start in the league. Is the rain gonna come soon enough? Laguno is gonna have to pit again. His intermediate tire still looking solid. Laguno is taking the race for just this, the space of a few corners here. But I think that Ludwig might be onto something very, very great here. As it's once again a torrential rain race. And Senna, there's been a crash in the pit lane, but I think they actually made it safely in there.
A bunch of drivers have now taken the wrong decision. Seguin, Krusnet, crucially Krusnet, has taken the wrong decision. And he's stayed out. But Ludwig, who has stayed out the entire time on the inters, is now happily driving away into the sunset.
Oh, it is a 1-2 Ivanova GP, but it's team owner Krosnet, of course, the challenger from Laguna last season, who is in P2 at the moment, and only in P6 in the championship, might not be on to score solid points this time either. As Set Green, the second Williams, has also pulled off the wrong strategic call, and we see Laguna, our championship leader, 4 points ahead of Paradrive in second.
Just he's battling right here, Matt, Senna, and they all go off. That was never going to work. I don't know what they were thinking, but Senna seems to have got away pretty good, as we see the rain not stopping anytime soon.
We see Francesco in P5 for APA Racing Team. He only finished in 7th. Oh no, he didn't even finish in round 1, where he raced for the first time. Now he is back and has made some nice calls, as it seems. He started down in P15, so he makes a Piggy-esque comeback, as the Briton himself has retired from the race, but now Justin Krosnet and Senna are ahead of him. Justin trying to cover against the Spaniard, who's also got the Brazilian Senna behind him. Justin is on the wet tires, so they are working a trade right now compared to the intermediates around him. I drove on the Inters yesterday in UMRL, which definitely was a horrible choice, but I think that it's not that much of a difference around this track, because it's lots of flat out sections anyway. But in these tight corners he might lose a lot. And at the front we still see Peril.
From my experience, I think there is there's a noticeable difference between wets and inters in different conditions. Wets definitely have the upper hand in torrential rain, and as we are in Sepang, after all, torrential rain is pretty much the norm. So having full wets in these conditions would definitely bring some kind of advantage on the table.
Yeah, definitely. I think the wet tires are a very good choice in these 50% chance of rain races, because
right now,
it doesn't dry up that much.
And right now, Justin is the highest driver on the full wets, and he is hounding Laguna and Paradrive.
Paradrive, of course, raced in the Advanced Mobile Racing League, as it's called now yesterday. He is probably going to be banned from that league very soon, because he won the race by 15 seconds over everyone else. Unbelievable performances that he is putting out ever since he switched devices. He is just a top contender in UMRL and AMRL, of course, as Justin is still trying to defend from... trying to attack Laguna into the second to last corner. Laguna covering off aggressively, also on the main straights, into the pit wall almost Justin goes. But he's left the space and goes up into P3 on the wet tires. The two-time champion definitely won't stop to fight anytime soon, as we are on lap 14.
14. We are nowhere near the finish right now, so everything can happen. We have Ludwig still in lead, and he's pitting. His inters are wearing out. As we know, he hasn't made a pit stop yet, and this one is his first, so he's now given up on his old intermediate tyres and has switched to the full wets, and comes out at P5, which is definitely an improvement over his grid spot. So I'd say he has definitely profited from this early chaos.
Senna also not having the best of luck, I think. He started in P9 actually only, so he's still only where he started. Horrible qualifying for his standards, but he's having to fight with the melee behind him. That's Matt, who's dropped down since the start as well. Toaster in the now Petronas-sponsored Minardi. Oh, but he goes across the grass. Yeah, Minardi has to manage to pick up sponsors now after the nice results from Brazil. And now he's fighting with Tyne here in the one time. And Matt losing more positions here.
Another ambitious side bomb from Matt didn't work out, and now he's side by side with Seguin for P12, that is. Prix wide into turn 1, and and Seguin has been really pushed into the grass and is now lost position to Pigeon.
Oh, Pigeon.
Who's made a big return back into the UMRL leagues recently and seems to be struggling a bit in overtaking Matt, who, as we know, definitely has his moments when it comes to defending and attacking and whatnot. He definitely has an ancient reputation, shall we say.
I can only agree with that. Ludwig is in P4. No, that's P5 right now, but he's still fighting with Laguno. Not looking too bad after making his first pit stop of the race. Justin is out front right now with 2 pit stops. Very interesting to see already. Paradrive in 2nd place, Krasnit in P3, Ludwig and Singlebob. I think we missed a move for the lead of the race, haven't we?
Might have. I haven't seen Justin overtake Pero, but here we are. I think they're still pretty close together. Here we see them. And Justin has bailed out into the pit lane. He's probably switching to another set of full wets, if I'm not wrong. Yes, he is. He's coming out in P6. And definitely, he's going to have an advantage when it comes to tyre wear.
Now you can see on all the other, or most of the other people, especially Pero and Krasnit, Pero and Crust even on the inters, but also Singlebob. As soon as the wets get into the lower half, that's the point where they're also starting to slide even more, even though they do that anyway. As Guillermo is also up in P5 right now in the Hurricane Racing team. Singlebob is chasing Ludwig, but but the Urbanova drivers on the fresh wet tires, of course. And Justin in P6 with Toaster ahead of Laguno, who has also opted for a new set of wets. It is gonna dry up for a moment, perhaps, or it's gonna stop raining. It's gonna take a long time still until it dries up. We're gonna have to wait and see if the rain doesn't come around sooner.
Arrow driving to the pits from the lead. We've just noticed how big of a difference the change of device really is, as he's literally become a UMRL top contender out of nowhere. He's been a solid midfielder in AML last season, and since he switched devices during the season break, he's started to absolutely dominate the Advanced Mobile Racing Series, and he even challenging for wins in UMRL. So incredible stuff we've seen from him, from this young Slovenian.
Yeah, I think he finished 22nd last season. Yes, he did, with only 6 points to his name, and now might turn into a championship contender.
That was Piro. Or someone else. Oh, in UMRL, yes, indeed.
Yeah, of course. Last season. We also didn't see Ludwig take the lead away from Krasnit, but yeah, a few people have pitted now. That's Justin going for another set of wets. And of course, Ludwig did have the tire advantage over his teammate anyway, so probably Krasnit didn't stand in his way there, and also couldn't stand in the way of Justin, who's back up to 2nd place. Singlebob is on very, very old intermediate tires as Pero sends it on him on fresh inters. Interesting choice from the MP driver. And then we see Guillermo.
The rain has now stopped. It is now a time game of when it's going to stay dry and how long it's going to stay dry before the inevitable rain shower appears once again. But especially in this moment, Aerodrive and Crossnet have a big advantage over everyone, to be honest, as they are the only one on intermediate drivers on a drying, damp track. And with Crossnet having pretty old intermediates, we can clearly say that Pero is the fastest man on track right now.
Oh, and is it maybe even gonna dry up? We only just saw that it's gonna be cloudy weather now, so if the rain comes around, it's not gonna be a long time until, yeah, everyone would have to go to wets anyway. But is someone gonna take a gamble for the slicks in just a few laps? We're gonna have to wait and see. Ludwig is back in front. It has worked out beautifully ever since he got into that position. And what a job the man is doing right now. He took 9th place on his debut at Portimao. Of course, last weekend it was the combo of Nitro and Krusnet, but Nitro has retired from racing for the foreseeable future because...
Krusnet dives into the pit lane. He's going for the big gamble. He's going onto the soft tyres. It's still going to be damp for the next lap or two, but he's definitely been eager of getting rid of his intermediate tyres.
That's also a moment that kind of sets the strategies in stone, at least from Krusnet all the way down to, yeah, last place pretty much. So Laguno really is only in P8 right now. Pigeon retires from the race, sadly, after only finishing in 15th last time out either, as Francesco takes the slick tires as well now. Ludwig is still out there on his now old wet tires.
Ludwig is only on.
And Justin is charging towards him on the medium tires, flat out through these S's, which of course don't exist like that in real life. So it really is a Ultimate Racing 2D1 track here as well. The rest is pretty realistic, but Justin definitely able to go quickly through there. Oh, it almost looked like he's hit the pit lane, but he goes into the first position. A big undercut, of course, as Ludwig was on the old wet tires. Goes for the soft tires now, but
Ludwig,
this is the order now.
Ludwig seems to be in a really good position overall. He's in P2 and he's made a mistake, but it's incredible scenes we're having here as Senna retires from the race after having little to no luck so far. Unfortunate to see that.
And if he is a championship contender this season, then that is gonna hurt him very much as well. With Justin and Senna still again in P3 and P4 in the championship right now, just like they were last season. Pero and Laguno, of course, are still ahead of them in the championship. Pero is up there, Laguno not so much, but still this is gonna be painful for him. And Justin, of course, is in first place at the moment. 3 seconds ahead of Ludwig and Pero Drive, who are side by side already through the second to last corner. It looks like a better exit of Pero Drive around the outside. And on the soft tires, which are a bit older even than Ludwig's, he takes second place. Krusnet is also on the softs behind that, but already for a bit longer. As is Sigma Bob and Laguno, they all were the early innovators in the soft tire.
Interestingly, Justin is the only one on the mediums and in the top 6, meaning he is anticipating a longer stint. A longer drive stint overall than some others. So if the soft runners have to pit eventually and the rain returns, then Justin might have an even bigger advantage on anyone else.
Yeah, it definitely is a gamble, quite an unusual one. It's pretty clear that we aren't going to see the hard tires for too long. We are on lap 33 right now, so the drivers are going to have to start thinking towards the end of the race. We see a fight for P9 at the moment. Tyne is in his second race for one time. Didn't score any points in Brazil. And Sigwin is following him. He did have a solid debut, was even leading the race together with Sigma Bob at the start, but yeah, it came and done a little bit. Now he's fighting for P9 here together with Toaster and Matt behind him as well. Very interesting fight. And I think further ahead we see Sigma Bob and Crust.
Keeping it relatively clean right now, but Matt is right on the bumper. Oh, and Toaster has hit the pit wall. And that is very unfortunate for him. Hitting a pit wall in this game is pretty much the worst mistake you can do in general.
I think also Sigwin got caught up on the exit of turn 2, so that battle is really kind of spreading out at the moment. Matt and Tyne, the two survivors here. And yeah, that was a very interesting fight. Sigma Bob and Crust are still as they were.
And Green has hit the pit wall again, and he's losing even more time. That is twice in 2 laps. That is unfortunate. probably very frustrated right now. So we're gonna have to see how he ends up finishing this race.
Pigeon, that's Pigeon in the pit lane, of course. Not too relevant for the fight between Crust and Sigma Bob right here. Ludwig and Paradrive are going wheel to wheel through turn 7 here and onto the S's as well. The two soft tire runners in this race. It is gonna stay dry for now. Pero
and
Ludwig
round the outside, hangs on, and it's gonna have the inside line here, but Pero had to get an exit. Then that's side by side into turn 1. Pero centered on him, and Ludwig has to concede, and he goes wide into turn 2. And we seem to, and rain seem to have returned, but it's only gonna be a little rain. So if anyone gambles, this so it's going to be a big gamble to pit or not.
Yeah, and everyone is on...
Pero gonna pit. It's gonna pit.
Everyone is on very old soft, so I think they're very happy with that as well. And it's gonna dry out soon. Who is there?
Ludwig, Krusnet, Sigma Bob, all be caught up in it. And Francesco might be a big winner, but he is struggling right now, and he's getting lag rocketed by Ludwig. That's big.
No one who was in the pit lane did get the notification soon enough.
Yeah, big winner is Justin. He's now got a 10-second lead over Pero.
Oh, but how are his tires looking? Paradrive is on the wet tires, so that's going to be huge drifting for him. And also the other intermediate runners going to the pit lane. Apart from Ludwig, he's now going for it. Laguno on the soft tires passes him for second place on the road. Laguno's race really improving now, as we have 12 laps to go here.
Big gamble from Ludwig to stay out on the as we've seen him taking big gambles all day. Some of them paying off and some of them not. And it looks like at this moment that it is not paying off. But he's still staying out, just in case.
It was 3 wide into this final corner. Guillermo has to defend from Krusnet and Paradrive. Guillermo not a championship contender in the last season as well. And Heavy Rain is going to return. Crust is just past Guillermo, but Guillermo is up there.
Going to have a huge advantage.
No way.
Guillermo is up there. And Ludwig's gamble has paid off. He on Inters right now.
But he is still he's only gonna get second place because Justin has also been to the pit lane already. He's going through turn 4 comfortably ahead still of Ludwig.
Huge lead over everyone else, and so Ludwig's not gonna get Justin, but he is gonna crucially get Laguno, and is up into P2. But after all, he's only on Inters, so he is gonna struggle a bit in this heavy rain.
Fantastic race for Guillermo still, I have to say, but he's now lost the 2 positions against Crust and Paradrive, so maybe we are still going to see Crust and Laguno. No, they're too far apart from each other. I think it's going to be a fight between Crust and Paradrive for P4 if Guillermo can't do anything against it here. Sigma Bob in P7, then Francesco in 8th place. Yeah, kind of a winner there, as we saw him on the old softs, but not sure if that was actually the cause of that. Toaster 9th, Matt, Tyne and Siegwin rounding out the points paying positions for the moment.
Camo trying to go down inside of Pero. We see the rain not wanting to stop at the moment yet, with only 8 more laps to go.
Oh, Guillermo's very far to the inside, probably almost into the pit lane, but that move didn't pay off as Paradrive just swoops round the outside of turn 1. Many different lines possible in that very interesting corner combination, and Paradrive keeps the place against the Winter 2025 champion. But Guillermo having the nose in turn 11, he goes ahead already, but Paradrive still with the better exit. That's really one of the most difficult corners in the game, I have to say, and also it invites some great racing.
As we go down the grid, we see Sigma Bob and P7, Francesco and Toaster kind of being in the middle of nowhere, as well as Matt. We see very spread out positions here, as the rain has definitely shaken up things a bit. It's actually pretty hard to find any proper battles.
Yeah, it was.
But Guillermo and Sigma Bob are fighting right now for position.
It kind
But
of was like that in the first two races as well, that we saw a big spread at some points. But of course, this race, the rain has definitely kept us entertained, and it is gonna stay. So no changes in strategy towards the end, probably. I think that light rain might just be enough.
We can probably expect the rain to stay until the end. So as it stands, Justin is comfortably leading the race, followed up by Ludwig, possibly scoring his first UMRL podium ahead of Laguno.
Yeah, let me just check how is Ludwig doing in the Advanced Mobile Racing League, where he might be on to get banned at some point. Ludwig is in P3 right now, fighting with Phoenix and Pero for that title. Paradrive has got 3 race wins this season so far in the amateur and the advanced race.
A lot of them with commandable leads over the rest of the grid. We haven't seen anything like this before, so it'll be interesting to see how, if Pero is gonna win everything there is, or if he is gonna eventually concede as Laguno makes a mistake trying to fight for P2 with Ludwig. He makes a mistake at the exit of turn 3 and has to wait first. But now it's gonna get dry. It's gonna get dry. It's gonna be worth it to pit now.
It's a super interesting dynamic between Ludwig and Laguno as well, because Laguno is on fresher wet tires, but now if it's completely dry, and here is the moment, Laguno is definitely having more struggles.
Trouble.
And Justin as well, it's 11 seconds.
Justin too, but he's 11 seconds ahead, so I don't really think he's gonna concede that much over Ludwig. But Ludwig definitely has a smaller advantage over Laguno.
Maybe we should watch Sigma Bob in these last 2 laps of the race. He's in P7 and on 7 stops, but put on the soft tires. He might pick up some positions again against Guillermo, and probably not Paradrive anymore. We are on the last lap of the race. Justin is already going through turns 11 and 12, drifting through that very long corner and coming down the back straight for the final time. Justin is going to take his 2nd career win. Once again, it is because of the rainy chaos, but what's a drive by the Flying Dutchman. 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Ludwig goes into the final corner pretty far ahead of Laguno then for his first ever podium in UMRL. Fantastic job for him and Ivanova GP.
Rosset in P4, followed up by Paradrive in P5, Sigma Bob in P6, and Giuliano with a solid race overall in P7. Francesco, also a solid performer, P8, and
Toaster in P9 for the Petronas Minardi racing team. Of course, the sponsor also fitting the Malaysian track very nicely here. But they have had their history over the last few rounds, I think, already. Some interesting sponsor shenanigans. Minardi keeping us entertained on the Discord as well. So check the link in the description. Matt in P10 then, tying in 11th for one time, scoring points for the first time in his career. And Seguin rounds out the top 12, which take the points home.
We have 3 DNFs, Senna being unfortunate with his strategy, Pigeon having not a lot of pace, and Piggy probably misclicking on its strategy option on lap 1 and him getting taken out in the third corners, meaning he DNFs from P2 on the grid.
Yeah, that was very sad to see after an incredible performance.
Very
Didn't
sad.
quite get the pole position. But yeah, hopefully he's going to be back with this kind of performance in the next round in qualifying as well. We have...
Next track is in Sanford, so Justin's home race. We will have a lot of drama probably going on. It's a very tricky track to drive on, so a lot of drama is awaiting us once again.
All eyes on Justin when the Ultimate Mobile Racing League returns. Goodbye.